Hello, hello, hello. Hopefully everybody can hear me this time. Hopefully you can hear me. It's annoying me. If you knew how many problems I was having trying to program Saturday's sermon, you can hear me. That's good. Wouldn't even let me program Saturday's sermon either. I'm just kind of frustrated with this platform. This platform is getting kind of annoying. Can't even never schedule anything anymore without them trying to mess with me. While all these other reprobate Watchmen channels that sit back at home and eat shrimp and caviar and do nothing for the kingdom of God get no problems. Sick and tired of it, man. Days are short. Days are short. I swear, if half these channels had any of the issues and problems I have, they'd probably commit suicide. I go through so many problems. It took me 2 hours to schedule Saturday sermon. Wouldn't even let me schedule it. Wouldn't even let me schedule it, man. And then last week they lagged constantly. So I got something short that I'm going to talk about that's really going to impact this ministry huge. And I don't record everything we do because I'm just not going to do that. But many of you know the homeless community is the hugest part of our street ministry. There's countless sermons that have never been recorded preached to the homeless community that we won't be able to do anymore. I am going to find out when they're doing this, and I'm going to try to see if I can, at least go outside the building and preach against this stuff, because what they're getting ready to do, I'm going to share it on the screen, is really wrong. It's really wrong. 2 years ago, I did a video warning everybody that we were being threatened by the state that we would be thrown in jail or fined if we continue to feed homeless. Well, they just yesterday passed a new bill that has to go into the Senate now, 52 to 40, that homeless people will go to jail with a Class C misdemeanor, 60 days in prison, and a $500 fine if they refuse to go to emergency shelters. Let me tell you right now, emergency shelters, when it was in the negative temperatures, they were turning down homeless people. So how can a homeless person go to shelters that shelters aren't even accepting them? Or some of the people I've talked to in the homeless community were sitting here also telling me, like in 2020, they were trying to force them to get something. Why a lot of them refused to go. They're not doing that now, but these homeless people, the Bible is in particular, whether you read the Torah or you read the New Testament, we are to take care of homeless people. I'm going to let you hear this video real quick.
The question before the Indiana General Assembly, and frankly all of us, is it a crime that somebody has to be homeless and live in a tent on the side of the street? Or is living in that tent itself a crime? This tent, pitched on a New York street sidewalk beneath the I-65 overpass, is home for Dante Hendricks of Gary and has been for about a week.
Overnight, when it gets cold, the temperature drops under 32 degrees, which is horrible. Can't breathe half the time, but they don't have facilities open.
By choice or otherwise, several persons without shelter chose to tough out the winter on public property outside in Indianapolis.
We don't need.
Some of these camps they're showing as camps we go to. Some of these people that they could be talking about are people we street preach to without going live, because I don't need to go live when I'm street preaching to these homeless people. We don't just feed them. Here's the problem. You throw them in jail, they no longer. I was declined by the state of Indiana to preach inside prisons because the Presbyterians and transgender preachers, the transgender chaplain said that I wasn't allowed to preach in those. So these people are going to go and start hearing the tainted word. See, these homeless people, when they go to jail, they're not just going to miss out on what we're bringing them, home cooked meals. We home cook stuff from our farm. They're going to miss out on the word being preached. We've been preaching to these people, and they're going to throw them in the jail cell.
Homeless individuals to be slapped with Class C misdemeanor fines, which means 60 days in jail, and fines up to $500, because it doesn't help.
That was the.
You want to know what the so-called churches are? I used to be part of one of those churches. The mother of a pastor of the church said that these people are a problem. These churches don't want to help. When you go downtown Indianapolis with us, anyone who has ever been feeding homeless with us, we're the only church down there. There ain't no other church down there. We're not just giving them food. We're praying with them. We're giving them Bibles. We're preaching to them. Like I said, I don't go live with these things, but I every once in a while will show pictures to show people what we're doing. But these people are going to miss out on the spiritual food we're giving them if they throw them in prison.
The question up for debate in the Indiana House this afternoon, whether Senate Bill 197 would clear public property of pop-up homeless campsites.
I've been in that camp.
Police a tool to bring homeless persons literally in from the outdoors.
That's like right. That's next to my home.
If you do this, you get punished. That changes your behavior. People who are homeless, it doesn't work that way. I mean, they experience a lot of trauma, and perhaps even a lot of shame around their situation.
The bill also included language to refer a defendant to.
I'm going to tell you right now, I ain't going to show any more of the video, but these people, like one of the camps they showed, probably even that vet they showed, if it's the guy minus in one leg, I pushed him around on his wheelchair when he was in the ice. He couldn't get out. I'm telling you, you guys remember, yeah, it's for all of Indiana, the whole state, not just downtown, the whole state. And I'm going to get into that here in a second. But here's the problem. When I showed you guys a video and it was negative 10 degrees and it was nighttime, I was the only one out there in the streets. They were being turned down by homeless shelters. They're trying to say that we'll throw you in jail because they don't go to homeless shelters. The homeless shelters ain't even taking them. They're not even taking them. And on top of it, they say it's public property or governmental property. Think for a second. God gave us these. Think for a second. Who owns the woods? Have you ever walked in a woods, even if it's not a state property, and it tells you owned by the military or owned by the state, right? And you don't want to go to Wheeler Mission. Wheeler Mission is bad. But like I said, they're going to throw them in jail. And Johnson County, that is 10 minutes from me, I deliver Bibles to that prison. I wanted to get in there to preach to them. They said the Presbyterians have it. We're non-denominational. The chaplain was transgender. So what do you think these people are going to learn when they're in jail? How are they going to learn anything? A lot of these people that we're witnessing to in the streets, guys, we're helping them with addiction. We're helping them spiritually with teaching them the Bible, giving them Bibles. You have nowhere to go. You go to the woods, the government owns the woods. If they pass this bill by July 1st, I won't be able to feed homeless no more. What would be the point of me to go to the streets and make up 50 home-cooked meals with no one in the streets? With no one in the woods? I wouldn't have anybody to feed to. I would have to travel to another state that hasn't done this. And I will. I'll go back to Skid Row if I have to. I'll go feed them in Skid Row if I have to. But I tell you what, there ain't going to be nobody here in Indiana. And that's the thing. I can't witness to these people in other states constantly like I do here in Indy. You guys seen in the wintertime, I was out there like every day almost trying to help them in the cold. Now I ain't going to have nobody to witness to. 90% of this ministry, you see videos every day, 90% of this ministry is to them in the streets. It's going to destroy this ministry. We're going to have nothing left to do. The behind-the-scene things that you guys never get to see really unless you join us is them in the streets. This takes away everything we do now. And I bet you it's going to pass. 2 years ago when I warned everybody this was going to happen, it wasn't no 52 to 40 bill. It was more like 52 were no and 40 were yes. Now it's switched. It's 52 or yes and 40 or no. I see it passing by July 1st. I remember that governmental worker 2 years ago that told me that I'm the problem because I'm feeding these people. I remember that guy. I never forgot about him because he was treating the people we witnessed to like crap. So, guys, pray for these homeless people, man. This is where my heart is. And excuse me if I got a little fired up, but this is the heart of this ministry, is the streets. What can we do if I can't go to the streets? I'm not rich. I'm one day from being homeless all the time. I still ain't even got my roof done. I still have occasional plumbing issues. I ain't made of money. I can't travel to every state to where they allow homeless people to witness the homeless people. You got to understand the process, how we do this. We home cook meals in our home. So I can't take a warm meal 3 states over and it's cold, and where am I going to reheat it? Pull a couple matches out or put it in aluminum foil and do this? Light it like I'm a crackhead or something? I can't do that. I can't do that. We can't afford it, to tell you the truth. We really can't afford it. I put the community tab post, the Lord may have opened an opportunity UK. The Lord opens an opportunity. I get to travel here and there, and he puts it on our heart. We're going to go where we go, but to feed homeless is a whole nother ball game. I don't give them fast food. I don't give them whatever I won't eat. We home cook meals, chicken and dumplings, vegetable soups, things like this. Oh, trust me, we've known about this. I've been warning about it 2 years. The homeless people know about it. Everybody in Indiana knows about it right now. It's actually my brother yesterday came over, who's part of this ministry. He came over to eat dinner for my daughter's birthday, and he actually is the one that warned me about this bill because he had to go downtown, and he said that they were all coming out of the state house, and they're trying to pay. Because my brother was homeless in LA. He got a lawsuit because they wrongfully beat him in Venice Beach. They beat him with nightsticks for no reason. So it's just, granted, I talk to homeless people. I know some of them, they're humble. They'll admit, I'm in this predicament because I screwed up. There's veterans out there that never screwed up. There's 4 homeless people we see every month that make like $18 an hour a job, and they can't even afford a place to live. It ain't like they're just, they work. There's some of these people that do work. But I tell you, there's homeless communities where they have built shacks in the back of the woods. That's going to be gone. They're going to eliminate all that. It's going to be completely gone. Been warning about it for 2 years, and I really feel it's going to come to pass. I really feel that they're going to pass this bill July 1st, and those days are over. Those days are over. That how we witness to these homeless people, it hurts me deep inside because some of these people have came so far. I'm talking, they see us every month. They know our truck. They run when they see our truck. They run to line up. They even help us unload because they love us. These people are going to be impacted, man. This is a monthly fellowship we have with these people that's going to be impacted, and it's quite frankly, it's got me hurt deep inside because this is like stealing half of my church. This is literally like somebody just came in and took half my church away for no reason. It really sucks. It feels like a dagger straight into my heart, almost like I've already felt that way today. Put together Saturday sermon, guys, and YouTube wouldn't even let me for an hour even schedule it for you guys. And it's like I get all fired up writing this and preaching it out in my head as I'm writing it, and then I get hit by YouTube that I can't even schedule it. Hour later, I finally could. Really, if this continues, guys, I may not be able to do lives no more. I may have to pre-record every single thing because they are affecting me to schedule lives so badly that I can't even schedule lives. You'd have to rewind to it, Raina. It's a new law on the homeless here in Indiana. It's despicable. I mean, there's some people in the government here that don't like it, that think it's ridiculous. It's not going to fix anything. It's not. Throwing people in prison ain't going to fix anything. Oh, I'll continue to endure. I'm just spilling my heart out a little bit. It sucks. I wake up early. I spend a lot of time in here to study and to feed the flock and to, I get fired up when I'm putting these, especially this sermon together. I get fired up while I'm putting it together. I feel the spirit flowing through me to where I just, I want to cry in joy. Um, and then you guys seen, I started the first live. I had to end it. My audio wasn't working for some reason. Yeah. They only stopping it because look, I tell you, the message why they tried to block radical warriors. That's what Saturday's called. We're preaching out of Daniel 6. They don't like the message, man. They don't like the message. And here comes my wife that always lifts me up. You guys never see that, but I tell you, she lifts me up. She knows this affected me. She's seen that I was getting righteous anger about this stuff to the point that I had to make sure it stays righteous and I don't start getting fleshly. That's my accountability partner. She puts me in check. My wife puts me in check. I put her in check too. She put me in check with her comment right there. That soft voice is like music being played to King Saul. He ends up like chilling out, right? Yeah, Ross said it's illegal for you. You give him a slice of pizza in New York, you're in trouble. This has happened in many states. I didn't expect it to really happen here in Indiana because Indiana is very lenient with a lot of things. But it's just like I said. We won't comply. That's exactly. I remember 2 years ago, the governmental guys said, if we pass a law, you go to jail, you'll have to quit. I said, no, I'll go to jail and I'll preach to them people. Then I get out and I'm going to feed them, but I'm going to come to your house and feed them in front of your house next time, just to make it even more to you. I'm not going to stop feeding homeless because the Bible tells me I was naked, you clothed me not, I was hungry, you fed me not. The book of Deuteronomy says, never. It says, don't forget those poor people. They're getting ready to starve us all. So where can you go, right? They're going to line you up, and it's 15-minute cities too. I mean, let's be real about it. They're setting up 15-minute cities. So I got to rant a little bit about this and bring to light to you guys something to pray about. I'll be live tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. We're going to do the book of Acts, chapter 27. Probably my favorite chapter in the book of Acts because the shipwreck. It's a really awesome story. But I'm really looking forward to Saturday's message. Then after that, next week, we're going to Green Bay, Wisconsin to street preach at the NFL draft on the first day. I can't go inside the NFL draft. I've read what I'm not allowed to do at the NFL draft. I have to be on the outskirts of Green Bay's because they took a whole block out with the stadium there where the Packers play to do the NFL draft. I have to be the block over because you can't use voice amplification and you can't say things that offend the LGBTQ. Oh, boy. When's the next drag reading inside of a library so I can walk in there and get kicked out by the cops again? Oh, boy. Just ready for it. It wouldn't surprise me. Tennessee, it's going to start spreading. Probably one place that never will is California. Because California just doesn't care about anybody in general anyways. But they'll still treat you wrong if you're homeless. That's my brother won a lawsuit. Even though it's not against the law there and they'll tell you can go to these tent cities, they still beat them. They still beat them all the time. That would still be counted as a crime too about living in a car because Like they try to say, they're trying to say it's only downtown public buildings. Come on, think about this. Or governmental. Government owns the street. They own the woods. They own everything. I mean, they even own your property. Even if you paid it off, you still got to pay property tax. They own you, man. Just yesterday, those new apartments they put across from our neighborhood, they were pumping something out, and our whole neighborhood got flooded. And you guys know I've been dealing with floods already from all the rainwater, so they pumped all this stuff over here and just made it go through. The cop down the road with his pregnant wife, he's mad. His whole backyard's flooded. Destroyed his garden, man. I kept telling my wife, I was like, are we having a sewer backup? The whole outside smells like crap. They trying to tell us it was lake water. They're pumping their sewage in our neighborhood. I can't even, my yard ain't never going to dry out. I got a moat around my house. No, we can't fold. And that's why this message Saturday is important. No matter what, they ain't going to notify you maybe. And if they do, set an alarm, 10:30 a.m. Eastern. You don't want to miss that. Set an alarm for tomorrow too. We got a fellowship because these days are getting short. So Lord willing, I'll see you all tomorrow. We fight from victory, not from defeat. That's thanks to King Jesus. And even though I ranted in the beginning that I don't like that all these other channels don't get as much, flack as I get, I ain't going to stop. Ain't nothing going to stop me. You got to cut my tongue out, and I'm still going to write the name of Jesus up on the wall. You can't stop me. Only God can. Only God can stop me. That's the only one that can stop me. So let that be encouragement too. Nobody can stop you. Only God. Only God can stop you. I love you all in Jesus' name. Much love.